So we will now get into the building direction schema, and I would request Aditya to please kick off this topic.
Thanks, Anna. Right. So we spent a fair amount of time today in understanding the first schema and around building talent, and we of course learned about 3 or 4 different strategies or methods in which you can build talent through the simulation. Of course, um, we got to see that every action really has some sort of a reaction in terms of our uh, our team's performance or their morale or how ready they are for their appraisal and things like that. And we also learned that taking certain actions can also inspire other people uh, uh, to behave in a certain way, right? So if someone comes late and you don't kind of call that out, or you just ignore that, then other people also start coming late and things like that, right? So building talent, of course, is more about uh, figuring out where you want to make the interventions, to figure out where are the actual capability gaps, and making the right call such that you make sure that your team members develop, but at the same time that you also don't demoralize them or kind of kill their confidence in any way, right? So that is all about building talent. And now what we'll be talking about is direction. Right now, direction, of course, is a core capability of all leaders, right? And uh, setting a clear direction is important, right? But it's not necessarily sufficient, right? A leader's role is all about uh, not only creating clarity about where you want to go, but also creating clarity about what's important and what is not important, right? So of course, giving this clarity and setting a clear direction is important, but it's necessary. It has to be done, but the whole. Uh, that's not the whole thing, right? You also, as a leader, must be able to get people to follow the direction that we are setting, right? And of course, as a leader, deciding on which direction we're going to go on and all of that stuff is not exactly easy. And this is something that leaders spend years or decades of their life really in becoming experts at. But what we can do is, once a direction is set or once we have a direction to go with, we can learning about how to take your team along with that direction is a lot easier than setting that direction itself, right? So what we're going to do right now is really to talk about this people context of direction, right? Not the business context, but the people context of direction, where which is all about engaging people with the direction. And many a times it is as important for us to engage people with the direction as it is to set a good direction itself, right? So some of the things to really keep in mind, right, when we're doing so, are that it is important to get people to connect with the direction, right? And this connection has to go beyond simple understanding or like an intellectual connection. It has to be a more of an emotional connection. It's important to give people a sense of meaning, sense of belonging, and a sense of why exactly they're doing this, right? And that really goes a long way in convincing people or in engaging people with a direction. Finally, we need to get people feeling positive about the direction to be taken, right? And for that, we do things like modeling, we do things like reinforcing, and I'll come to this in a bit, right? Once we get into the details of what exactly people do to engage your team members with direction, right? So essentially, there are 4 parts or 4 domains, like with any other schema that we're going to be looking at today, right? So these 4 are vision, purpose, modeling, and reinforcing. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to go through each of these 4 in a fair bit of detail, and really to understand what we mean by each of these 4 domains, right? So once again, before we get in, remember, this is not about just the setting of the direction, but this is more about the people context of it, which is about how do you get people engaged with the direction, right? Setting a strategy, setting a direction, of course, is very difficult. it's not easy, and there's a reason that senior leadership typically takes up these responsibilities. But as a people leader, it's important for that message to kind of go down the line. It's important for you to be able to engage your teams with that decided direction. Okay. One important thing to know.
We have some technical problems. I think Aditya's mic is not working. Just give us a few minutes.
Hi, sorry, I had a little bit of internet trouble. Hopefully, I'm back and you can hear me now. Uh, so yeah, I was talking about these four domains about engaging people with the direction. Um, right, and I think just before I dropped off, what I was talking about was that this direction is not necessarily something that you set yourself, right? So obviously, in a large corporate setup, many a times the vision or the direction is set by a CMD or an ED, and but however, as chief managers, as people who have people responsibility, it is a very critical skill really to be able to engage people with this vision, right? And that is essentially what engaging people with the direction is all about, right? So let me just go into each of the four components of it, and let's talk about each of them one by one, right? So firstly, let's talk about vision, right? Now vision is all about, remember, this is the people context, right? So this is all about what is the image of the future, right, that people are likely to remember, or that it's likely to resonate with them. How would you be able to get people excited with your vision, right? And this is really all about, uh, as a leader, how are you describing to your people what the outcomes are going to look like? How are you inspiring enthusiasm? How are you encouraging commitment towards this vision? Okay. This is a very important part of giving direction, because firstly, it helps you uh, tackle obstacles that come in your way, because people are excited about what you want to achieve. It gives you some momentum, and it gives you some kind of uh, 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 force really that you're going with, going forward with, as you tackle obstacles. It provides motivation and inspiration to keep moving ahead, and it directs attention to the future state and keeps the focus on the end goal. Okay, so if we talk about pretty much any great leaders, right, most CEOs are very good at this, right? They're very good at talking about a vision, creating a vision, uh, drawing out that picture of what those outcomes look like with a lot of clarity, and also in communicating those such that it really leads to a lot of enthusiasm and commitment from people towards those goals, right? So if I give you an example from history, right? So I'm sure a lot of you would have heard of Martin Luther King, right, who was a very famous civil rights activist in the US in the 1950s. And he's one of those people who led the movement to end a lot of racial segregation, racial discrimination in America. And he has a very famous speech called the "I Have a Dream" speech, right? And this is where he really outlines his vision, right? Where he talks about a world where everyone is treated as an equal and everyone enjoys the same rights, everyone enjoys the same privileges, right? And he kind of reinforced this vision through all of his speeches, through all of his interviews, through all of his writing, and the impact of all of that, right, was that he was able to mobilize and get millions of people really to follow him, um, just bolstered by this one vision, right? He wasn't offering any sort of monetary gain. He wasn't offering any sort of like glory or recognition or anything of that sort. But he was able to offer this. The way he communicated, the way he talked, the way he, the kind of things that he focused on, right, about equality, about same rights, same privileges, right, and the kind of stuff that he didn't focus on, like recognition and money and things like that, right. So he was able to give a very clear uh, vision of his direction, and he was able to kind of get people excited about this vision, right. So uh, as a leader, it's very, very important for us to be able to do this, and it goes a long way in kind of engaging people, and leading people with direction. The second one that I want to talk to you about is purpose. Right now, purpose and vision, right, are often confused. Right now, purpose is about giving the sense of a bigger picture, or connecting to a higher level purpose, connecting to the importance of work in the larger scheme of things. Right. So, vision is all about getting people excited, right? But purpose is about where you actually want to go, right? So it gives you that sense of direction when things go wrong. That is essentially creating that purpose or creating that North Star, right, that you're going to follow no matter what. That is the big picture that you're working towards. And what purpose does, right, unlike vision, which excites people and draws commitment, it makes the work feel more meaningful, right? And therefore, it gives a much higher dedication and an overall positive and enthusiastic mindset. And it does so for everyone who's involved. A very nice story about purpose, right? And in terms of how great leaders are able to tie everything that their teams do to a larger sense of purpose is this very nice story about uh, what James Webb, who was the head of NASA at a point of time, uh, had done with his organization, right? So there's this story where the American president John F. Kennedy was visiting NASA, and he was being shown around the facilities. NASA, of course, is the U.S. Space and Aeronautics Exploration Organization. And at the time, right, when Kennedy was president in the early 60s, NASA was working on the moon landing project, right? That's when the space race was really heating up, and they were working on the moon landing project. And President Kennedy was being shown around, and Kennedy, if you've seen any of his speeches or if you've read anything about him, he was a very charismatic person. He was a very outgoing, extroverted person. So as he was walking through NASA, he was chatting with the everyday employees, and he saw a janitor, right, who's a cleaner essentially, who was sweeping the floor as he was walking by, and you know, he stopped and asked, what his role was at NASA, right? I mean, the guy's sweeping the floor. He's not a scientist or anything of that sort, but his reply was extraordinary. Like, his reply was that I'm working for NASA, and as someone who's working for NASA, I'm helping to put a man on the moon, right? So it's a lovely story about how everyone, absolutely all the way right down to the right down the hierarchy, was absolutely clear and absolutely driven by this one set of common purpose, which is the moon project. And we are here to put a man on the moon. Nothing else matters, right? And it's amazing that they were able to kind of distill this sense of purpose and to drive that kind of enthusiasm, that kind of determination across the rank and file, whereby even a guy who's sweeping the floor and talking to the president of the United States is very confidently saying that, you know, I am helping out to put a man on the moon, right? That is the power of purpose. Moving on to the next one, it's something called modeling, right? So modeling is about how aligned are you as a leader with what you say and what you do with this direction that you want people to follow, right? And are you as a person, as an individual, acting consistently with that direction, right? So it's an important part of engaging people because as the name suggests, you provide some kind of role modeling behavior. You kind of provide a standard by which you expect people to behave. It creates a higher sense of unity. It creates a lot of trust because you as a leader are walking the talk, right? You yourself are doing things that are aligned with the direction, which is why there is no excuse for any of your team members to not do the same thing. And of course, as a leader, if you're kind of modeling the right behaviors, it positively influences your team, and more often than not, it leads to a mirroring of actions, right? And if you really think about schemas and how we are developing leadership behaviors using schemas, that's really essentially what we're doing, isn't it? Because what we're doing is we're trying to learn some of these expert behaviors from people who are already doing it, right? And we are kind of trying to mirror their actions through our mimic tools and all of that stuff, right? So it's not just about the hierarchical team whereby if you want people to follow you and your immediate 5-7 reports to follow you, that's how you right? So if you show that you're aligned with that direction, it really goes a long way in getting people to follow you and kind of getting people also to mirror your standards, right? And something that like a great example of this uh, is is the extent to which some of these values kind of get ingrained into certain companies, right? So an example of this is someone like a Ratan Tata, right? And uh, specifically, I'm talking about uh, the way he handled himself post the 26/11 attacks, right? I mean, he was unwavering in his message. He was unwavering in his sense of responsibility to take care of families of the victims, to kind of continue down his path of philanthropy, to continue sticking to the values that he expects everyone to live by. And in fact, very recently, there's a Harvard Business Review study about how in the bombings, like the employees of the Taj Mahal Hotel didn't actually leave, right? I mean, most of them, they could have very, very easily just left and saved themselves and run away. But they were kind of instilled with these values that, you have to always put the guest first and you have to always help out someone else who's in need first. And that is something that was really instilled to such an extent that it's literally become a case of modeling behavior. And in fact, it's in this month's edition of the Harvard Business Review. So I would urge you to just check that out. It's a very inspiring story. Finally, moving to the last one, it's about reinforcing, right? It's about emphasizing what is important and why is it important, right? And this is, I think, pretty straightforward, that a leader really needs to keep conveying to the team why it is important or why it is worth them spending time on all of these goals, and why is it worth it for them to kind of go after this direction. Right? It is an important part of creating this sense of importance or a sense of purpose, right? Because what it really does is it kind of can I request everyone to be on? Yeah. Okay. So it's important because it really pushes people to uh, keep kind of thinking about why this is important. It keeps pushes people to accelerate yourself by uh, learning about some of the new things that you need to know about in order for you to succeed in this direction. And it really pushes you to go outside your comfort zone wherever required for the sake of that direction, right? And reinforcing, I think, is one of those things that uh, is like you would find literally hundreds of examples in sports, right? Wherever pretty much every come from behind victory, pretty much every underdog story, uh, invariably you will find a captain or a coach really kind of constantly reinforcing that, this is our goal, this is why we're doing this is what, like the hopes of your country are on you and things like that. And really by encouraging people and kind of keeping constantly reinforcing this message is what often inspires teams to greatness and often inspires teams to really do things which normally you would consider them uh, amazing achievements or something that you wouldn't expect that team to be able to do, right? So that is really the value of reinforcing. I think it's all about just kind of emphasizing again and again about what is important and why is it important, and goes a long way really in helping people understand and engage with the direction that we want to set. Um, on the topic of sports, though not exactly on the topic of sports, let's watch a quick video now. And I'm sure this is something that a lot of you would find very familiar. Right? So let's watch this video.
जीत गए तो कौनो लगान नहीं, लेकिन हार गए तो 3 गुना लगान भरे के पड़ी और ये नामुमकिन शरत ई भुवन ने मंजूर कर ली।
तूने कहा किया भुवन,
अब दुगुने से तिगुना।
या सत्यानाश, हम तो पहले कहत रहन कौनो बड़ी विपदा आ सकत है, नहीं कहत रहन भुवन।
और कौनो चारा था? मैं पूछू था कौनो चारा? क्या कर सकते थे हम? दुगना लगान जबरदस्ती नहीं है, भरे की ताकत है। बताइए, भर सके कोई? ये विपदा नहीं है मुखिया जी, मौका है मौका। हम सिर्फ जोश में नहीं किए, चूल्हे से रोटी निकाले के लिए चिमटे को अपना मुंह जलाए पड़ी। मानित है कि हमारा पलड़ा हल्का है, मगर इमा उम्मीद तो है, और यही उम्मीद का हम सच्चाई में बदलना चाहते। ये खेल है हमारे खेत खलियान के लिए। भूल गए, अगर जीते तो 3 साल सुखी होंगे। 3 साल। जरा सोचो, 3 साल कौनो लगान नहीं। जाने हो इसका मतलब? मतलब हमारा अनाज सिर्फ हमरा होगा, किसी को दाना नहीं देना पड़ेगा। ये हमारे बच्चों की, हमारी, सारे गांव की खुशहाली होगी। हमारा पसीना हमारे तन में खून बन के दौड़ेगा। शाबाश, छोटी छोटी आंखें और बड़े बड़े सपने। हाँ अर्जुन, हम सपना देखते हैं और सपने वही साकार कर पावे हैं जो ने देखा थे। ईसर काका, 3 महीने का वक्त कम नहीं होता। हम खेल सीख भी सके, हरा भी सके।
So I'm sure you've all seen this movie, or most of you would have seen this movie. But what are some of the 2 or 3 different things that the character Bhuvan does to get people aligned with his direction or the direction that he wants to go with? Okay, so we have some takeaways here. Uh, so the leader should always have a clear vision and purpose. And why are we doing this? What is it in it for us? How are we going to? Uh, uh, what is the positive really to come out of all of this? Should be able to convey his or her vision to the team in a manner that they can understand. This is very, very important, right? Not everybody understands why we take certain strategies or why we take certain business calls, but it's important for us to explain to the team or explain to our audience as to why we are doing this and convey this vision in a manner that they can understand, right? And finally, kind of reinforcing the reason behind the direction, right? The reason is not about uh, how he wants to win a bet or anything of that sort, but the reason is that he can save 3 years of tax for his entire village, right? So he kind of keeps going back to that reason again and again in different ways, right? That we don't have the capability to pay this, we can keep all our food and so on and so forth, right? So he keeps kind of going back and keeps kind of saying the same thing again and again in different ways, and that's how he's really reinforcing the reason behind the direction, right? So um, so let's do this. Let's take a very quick 5-minute break, uh, and we'll come back and fill out the Mimic tool for the direction schema, and then we can close the session. All right. So it's 5:04 in my clock on the computer. Let's come back at 5:10, and once we're back, we'll do a quick recap and we'll go into our breakout rooms and do the Mimic tool.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Hopefully everyone had a quick break, although short. Hope it was still refreshing. We got an emoji from Mr. Prince. Thank you, Mr. Prince. So let's get started and let's do a group activity to help us reflect and discuss some of the points that we learned before the break. So we are going to have a group discussion around the 4 points under building direction. So let me first give you an example of how this can be applied to a bank and to the day-to-day work that all of you are doing, and then we can move into the group discussion. So we've taken an example of a bank manager, and let me quickly give you the context behind the direction that you see on your screen. So in this scenario, this manager is, struggling with declining sales of his financial products, and the direction that he wants to set is a turnaround. So basically, launching a marketing campaign around the financial products, which have recently not been doing well. So the question is, how can you use the 4 things that we spoke about to really work with your teams and, get them on the same path with you on the direction ahead. So we've just put some illustrative examples under each of the 4 buckets. So if you see at the top, this is an example of a vision statement and a purpose statement. As Aditya has said, a vision needs to be very clear, and it's really important that as leaders, we are able to communicate and set a very clear direction to our teams. So you see an example of a vision statement, very simple, very clear, something that we can document and use in our communications. A purpose is something, that has to be more meaningful and, really help with the emotional connect. So as you see the example that we've given, it starts with recapturing the market, which really touches upon people's emotions. There's also an example there in the purpose of being the number 1 private bank in India. Again, something that causes an emotional reaction in the team. So just an example of a vision and purpose statement at the top. At the bottom, you see examples of, how to use maybe modeling and reinforcing around this direction. So modeling, we've discussed in this session, even in the previous session, about the need to really practice what we preach, lead by example. So in this case, Zubin is someone who really is demonstrating his dedication and making it very obvious so that, the team is motivated to follow him on this. Reinforcing, there is an example of using weekly mailers, weekly emails to kind of, highlight what is the progress around this campaign. And again, reinforcing the reason behind why we are doing what we are doing. So all of these things, kind of tie together to make sure that the team is emotionally connected and, helping everyone to be on the same journey. So just wanted to use that as an example so that we have it at the back of our heads before we get into the group discussion. Next slide, please. So I'm sure by now all of you are very familiar with the Mimic tool. So in this group discussion, we've set a pretty generic direction at the top. So given the current context, given everything that's happening with the COVID, the direction that all of us have to play with is maintaining consistent performance and achieving business targets. So when we start our group discussion, we will have this overarching direction that we will follow, and then we will think in our respective groups on how we can, engage our teams with this direction. Some of you, might be doing this already, so we can share examples of how we are communicating the vision, how do we set the purpose, how are we modeling this behavior, etc., so on and so forth. Let's start the group discussion. We will have about 15 minutes for the group discussion. And to make it easy, we will keep the same groups as before. So if you were in team one in the last activity, you're still in team one. If you were in team two in the last activity, you're still in team two. In case you need a refresher, we have brought back the team assignments. So you can quickly, once again, locate your name on the screen, and that is the breakout room that you need to join. Same process as before, my colleague will start pasting the links in the chat window, and you need to click on your respective breakout link. So if you're in room 3, please click on breakout link 3. If you're in room 1, please click on breakout link 1, and so on and so forth. So let's start going into the breakout rooms, and then when we come back, we can present as groups and exchange notes. It's about 5:19 in my watch now. So let's come back by 5:35, and then we will have the group presentations. My colleague has started pasting the links in the chat window, so would request you to please join your respective breakout room. In case you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and either ask here, or you can also type in the chat window. So let's give it another minute just to repeat again. Please locate your name on the screen and just identify what is the breakout room you've been assigned to. And you can use the link in the chat window to join your respective breakout room. Okay, so for people who are still on the main call, we will still do the activity with each other. So why don't we get into Klaxoon, Shalmali and Vignesh, and start the group activity here as well?
Yes, I'm doing that.
Sure, thank you. Great. Okay, let's make that a little bigger and open it up for discussion. So hopefully people who were with me last time are still here, Mr. Mishra, Mr. Ratan, Mr. Burman, and I see a few others as well. Would love your active participation and thoughts. So let me open it up. I'm sure all of you are, facing this, and you would have already put in some thoughts around this. So, given the situation that we are in now with the COVID and the need to maintain performance, any thoughts on what you're doing or what you might want to do? Any kind of takeaways from today around vision, purpose, modeling, and reinforcing? Anyone can start. So, would request a volunteer to please share their thoughts. We are having a very silent group. So I know it's evening and everyone is, kind of waiting for the end of the day. But let's participate and, close this session well. So if I can please request a volunteer to, kick us off. Any thoughts on how we can set a vision or a purpose or reinforce, during this time?
Sir, ma'am, is it like we have to choose one of the four? One out of the four?
No, sir. It's great if we talk about all four, but we can start anywhere. अगर आपको कोई एक चीज पे ज्यादा बात करनी है, हम वैसे भी कर सकते हैं. So ideally we should talk about all four, but we can start anywhere. Is there one thing that you want to talk about that is on your mind?
Ma'am, actually, for some time, due to network problem, I was not with the group for some time. So somebody else can please request somebody else to perform.
Okay, sure, no worries. और कोई है ये कॉल पे जो कुछ बोलना चाहेगा? मिस्टर रतन, मिस्टर प्रतीक बर्मन. Or anyone else on the call? I don't know if they are on this room actually. They might have joined the breakout room. Shalmali, are you able to see if they are here in this call or they are in the breakout room?
So I think if they've joined the breakout room, it shows as on hold. So other than
Yeah,
that, I could see
both
Arun
of
Mishra.
them. Both
Yeah,
of them are on hold, Mr. Prateek Barman and Mr. Pankaj Ratan. They were with us last time, na?
yeah. But we have Chaudhary Dharmendra Mohan. I'm not sure
Yeah.
who ELSE New Delhi zone is. Then we have Mohan Chandra Kumar, Meena Chandrasekhar, Milan Chaube, Santosh Kumar, Subhashish Mohanty, and
No.
Tarun Kumar. Yeah, but everyone's on mute, so I'm not sure if they are not able to speak up or if they have joined on the other call from another device, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Is that Mr. Mohanty? You want to share something, sir? I think everyone is having a little bit of a tech challenge today.
Now, during this COVID period, if I want to take a vision, so I would like to vision. I'd have a vision of growth of my business around 10%.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, my purpose is to be since during this period, getting new business is a tougher one. So I'd
Yeah.
like to retain my existing clients as well as whatever new initiatives are given by the government, like restructuring of loans, like COVID loans. So
Mm-hmm.
I can offer to my existing customers so that even if I do not get any new customers, I can increase my portfolio, advanced portfolio by extending to my existing customers. So those are the avenues. So I would like to have a purpose for that to increase the advance with my existing customers as well,
Mm-hmm.
even though I'm not getting a new clients because of this kind of situation. So my
Mm-hmm.
vision is to increase my business figure as well
Mm-hmm.
as advance by certain percentage, and my
Mm-hmm.
purpose is to get it through by my existing clients mostly and not depending on new clients.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you for sharing that. That's great. And how are you engaging your team on this? Any,
So,
feedback on that?
so what we have decided, whosoever the clients are eligible for this restructuring or eligible for this COVID loans, as per the guidelines circulated by our head office or by Ministry of my RBI
Hmm.
guidelines.
Hmm.
So we try to have 100% achievement on that. We would like to extend 100% because it is like guaranteed by government. So the risk factor is very minimum. So it's the
Hmm.
best opportunity to extend the loan and increase your advance portfolio by extending to these customers as it is guaranteed by the government of India. So our endeavor will be to 100% extend loan to 100% eligible borrowers, not
Hmm.
even single and should left out.
Hmm. That's
First.
great.
Then second one is by since this is a kind of situation where most of the borrowers are not able to pay their dues in time, and so there are restructuring packages are coming up from different different segments, retail, SME, and corporate also.
Yeah.
So to take advantage of that and restructure the loan proposals to avoid them from getting slipped into non-performing category.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
that way you can save your portfolio from to get least NPS in your portfolio.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That restructuring and this COVID loan, this will
Hmm.
enhance portfolio as well as this will restrict your NPS also. So
Yeah.
whatever government is supporting, take advantage to the fullest of that, so that
Absolutely.
it carries the least risk factor also.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah. That is very, very specific and very clear. As you were talking, the clarity of the vision is absolutely there. So that's great. Just curious. So, how are you working with your team on that in terms of reinforcing or modeling these behaviors? I mean, are you using team meetings, emails, or a different combination of methods? Just curious how you're bringing this to life.
No, it's a branch, typical branch structure. So we interact on a daily basis. There is no way of communicating through mails. So we sit
Hmm.
together in the morning. So we decide the strategy. Then on a regular basis, weekly, monthly, how many borrowers are there eligible for these loans. Then
Hmm.
how much
Hmm.
we have. We have already sanctioned how much we have already disbursed. So who are
Hmm.
left out? Why they are not interested? Make them aware. Okay, these are the products available with our bank, with our branch.
Hmm.
We can
Hmm. Hmm.
make them available in case anybody is not interested or if he is not able to understand, so we call them and we make sure okay, he understands the policies, we understands the product and
Hmm.
understand how it helps him. So we try
Yeah,
to achieve. I think on 99% we have been able to.
that's great. That's great. Yeah. So
In
Deloitte team,
arts,
you can put daily meetings in modeling, and you can put like just training on policies or any knowledge gaps in reinforcing. Also,
whatever
you
new policies are coming, so we discuss it
yeah
in a mid morning sessions on a weekly basis, because on a
yeah
daily basis there are no circulars floated. So it's
yeah
basically weekly basis and monthly. So we try to have a knowledge of that amongst the staff members, and moreover,
yeah
certain campaigns are also going on by the bank.
yeah
We do participate in the campaigns to increase all the deposit as well as advance basis.
yeah absolutely.
So it's basically your team, your departments who are looking after these portfolios. We segregate them and we sit with them and discuss the functionality and the modality and the way how we can achieve it. And at the same time reviewing the same on a weekly or I do it on a weekly basis, because on a daily basis there is no progress seen on a day. So it's better to have now people, they can also have daily meetings.
Hi, Sana. Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
Or I got dropped off in between.
No,
Internet.
no worries. So I would request you to the two boxes that you have in modeling, you can kind of put them under purpose. Um, and you can put training under reinforcing. You can also put weekly and monthly meetings under reinforcing. Thank you, Mr. Mohanty. That was really helpful. Any other thoughts, Mr. Mishra? Anything you want to add? Any reaction? Any feedback?
What about modeling?
So modeling, I think I heard. Mr. Jaiswal, you want to say something? Mr. Mishra, any thoughts? I hear people are trying to speak, but I can't hear anything. I don't know if it's just me.
No, even I can see the highlight above on their names, but can't hear anyone.
Okay. Also, let's do a quick status check. Do we have the breakout rooms back here in the main meeting? Yes, Mr. Mishra, you want to say something?
No, ma'am.
Your voice is breaking, sir. Anyone else who's on the main call wants to react to what Mr. Mohanty said, wants to add anything, wants to share any thoughts from their branch? Okay, so we'll just give it another minute. The members from the breakout rooms are on their way back. We have group 2 who's back already, and we are just waiting for groups 1 and 3. So let's give it a minute and then we can get started with the group presentations. Great. So we have everyone back in the main meeting. Welcome back, everyone. Let's do group presentations so that we can learn from each other and see what everyone discussed. We can also do this in random order. So I'm just going to pick any number at random. And I would request a volunteer from the group to please share with the larger group on what was discussed. So can we start with group 2, please? Can I please have a volunteer from group 2? Can the Deloitte facilitator please nominate a member from group 2?
Yeah, sure, Sana. I will ask Mr. Prahlad Jha to volunteer for the group if he is in the.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, that for developing the vision, we want to develop the financial market. For developing the vision, we'll address the lacuna of our team and we'll set a future target. We'll develop a system that how the team can be motivated to achieve the target. What sort of motivational ads are required for this purpose, and then for purpose we'll have to use our resources optimally so that our target can be achieved. We'll also have to ensure that our teams are self-motivated. If any roadblocks they are facing, that needs to be removed at earliest. For modeling, we'll have to select a staff who can communicate to 5 customers on daily basis so that we can get the feedback of these customers about what kind of services we are providing. And also we'll have to promote the mobile banking apps of bank. We know that if we are able to provide our products digitally, we can reach to the people at the least cost and in far convenient manner. Also, for the reinforcing, we'll have to discuss with our team members how we are going, how we are performing, how we are achieving our target. If we are not able to achieve our target, or if any lacuna is there, then we'll decide in team spirit what needs to be done so that roadblocks can be removed and we can achieve our vision and our purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Some very good points there, especially on reinforcing and the daily communication. Can we have group 1 to go next, please?
Can we have some volunteer from group 1?
Hello. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm Gaurav Sai. Yeah, this was the one I just spoke about. That my vision would be is that if I have to to convert this banking into a digital organization, and to convert this because of this COVID period, it is very important that the bank which will take the lead in taking digital initiatives will reap the advantages in terms of acquiring business on all the dimensions. So that is why you might have seen that there are many fintech organizations which are collaborating with various banks for providing their products. So that is why in this COVID period is very important that we should be in sync with the government's vision, because government's all the schemes are also being administered digitally. So this would be our vision, because we have a huge customer base, and to do that we need to have a very reliable team in the branches. We have to remodel that team. We have to retrain them so that they can actually pitch in digital products, because our bank has staff members whose age varies. Still the average age of Brodian is 45 to 46, and they may be very experienced. They are the skill set of the bank. But in the new age, they also need to be equipped with all the digital products. So it is very important that all the staff members should be given training on digital products. So that would be our purpose, so that they should remain connected with their customers, and they can offer the right products to them. Then client engagement would be very important, because most of the people are generally working through home and some people are working through in office. So it is very important that they should be that their performance should be measured on the basis of the number of clients being engaged and the kind of value propositions are offered to them. For that, they have to be very professional in making the presentation, because on digital platform on Teams, because we are also conducting Teams meeting with various clients and various PSUs. So it is a very important medium. So on that medium, how well and professional you are in making the presentation about the product, that counts the most. Then the modeling part is very important, because what kind of goals are you setting for your employees? They have to have a long-term goal for the financial year, then short-term goals, which can be split into quarterly goals or monthly goals, and then day-to-day strategy to achieve that. Because in public dealing, even in a corporate office, sometimes you have to have a very clear-cut plan, because every day you cannot work as per your wish, because sometimes a client will turn up or some other assignment will come up. So these things will also happen, and if you do not have a long-term and a short-term goal, then after a few days you will realize that all your days have gone without any concrete effort in the direction envisaged. So there it is very important, and that is why the breaking down of goals into day-to-day basis is very important to monitor your performance. And then appreciate, and then reinforcing. Yes, reinforcing is very important, because whatever efforts you are making, you have to reinforce them by appreciation mails. You have to do a lot of follow-up with your customers. That is where you cannot leave things in between. And wherever you get a chance to appreciate your employee good work, you must do that, because that will double the energy of an employee. And then you should be a good leader to instill confidence in the team, that irrespective of success or failure, they have to keep on marching with high head, because it is a competitive milieu. So we all are striving for customers with products. Sometimes you will succeed, sometimes you will not. But what is important is that your enthusiasm should be high, your tempo should be high. So I think that is how I will sum up in transforming my bank into a digital organization.
Thank you, Mr. Sahai, and thank you, Team 1. Some really useful insights there, especially around breaking down goals and thinking about goals and strategy in a very structured and staggered manner, and of course thinking digitally, which is much needed in the times of COVID. So great points. Thank you so much, Team One. Can we have Group 4 to go next, please? I would request Mr. Subhashish Mohanty if you can walk the group through what Group 4 discussed.
Yes, ma'am. So what I want to, there should be a definite purpose. So in this, I mean, this pandemic situation where it is very difficult to get new businesses, what I told earlier also. So it's very difficult to get new businesses because of this situation. So we should try to try to extend facilities to our existing customers, because there are so many things, so many new schemes are being floated by government, and we have to take advantage of that. So our purpose is to be increase our business, though by minimal, but by keeping existing customers in eye, because it is very difficult to get new business in this situation. So if we target a growth of certain percentage of business, so we need to have a clear cut vision on that. Okay, what I want. So then it's when coming to realization of vision. So there should be a purpose. So what is the purpose? Why I'm doing this? Because I need a certain percent of growth in my business. So how you will do it? So you have to review your portfolio. So who are the customers whom I can sell the new products? New products in the sense the new initiatives which are being floated by government, like the restructuring package. You have to keep business as well as you have to reduce your NPO portfolio also, because you cannot afford to get your account slip to non-performing category also at the same time. So getting new business and keeping your portfolio intact also, that is also important. So as government is floating some kind of restructuring packages, government is extending COVID loans to the different to the existing borrowers. So we can take advantage, and those advances are even guaranteed by government. So there is a risk factor is very minimal. So we can extend those loans to our existing customers, thereby increasing our portfolio, advanced portfolio with a minimum risk. And coming to digitally, as somebody told, it's very nice. Okay, we have to be digitally. We have to be very much active, because this is the situation where the bank which are digitally active, they are going to sustain. So whatever products our bank is offering, we must make the customers aware of those. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Mohanty, please continue. I would request the other participants to please stay on mute while your colleague is speaking. Sorry, sir, please.
So so when you target a certain when you have given a certain vision, so there is a purpose of this, and we have to achieve that by certain means. So we have to sit together with our staff members. We have to identify our borrowers, and our depositors whom we can extend our facilities, the new products, and make them aware of the digitalization process. Thereby also we can earn revenue. Then this certain kind of third party products we are tied up with certain organizations. There we generate income by way of third party product selling. So during this COVID, we have certain kind of arrangement with different organizations where we can giving insurance policies. Thereby we are getting some kind of business income also. So that is a service we are giving to the customers by making them insured, as well as we are earning revenue. So that is the point where we need to explain the customers that we are not selling a product, we are giving you a service, and at the same time you are also getting benefited, as well as bank is getting certain kind of certain kind of fee based income. So those things we have to happen. And finally reinforcing. So reinforcing in the sense we should look out for our strengths. What are our strengths? We should strengthen our staff members, and we should try, okay, whatever knowledge, whatever whosoever are there who can best sell our products, they should come out, and they should be properly trained and on a regular basis, because things are happening on a daily basis right now. So they should be more adequately knowledge, so that they can explain the down the line to the staff members as well. So by this we can have a clear cut vision which can be achieved by a certain purpose. So that's all.
Thank you, Mr. Mohanty, and thank you, Group 4. Really useful ideas, especially about strengthening team members that aligns with the first schema we discussed around building talent. So great to see everything tying together. Let's go to Group 3 now. Can we have a volunteer from Group 3, please?
Miss Savita, if you could please present on our group's behalf.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, the slide was not showing, so I was not speaking. With respect to this, ma'am, in our discussion, the points which came out were like we have the vision of business growth of the bank as a whole. So if the branches are performing, the bank will definitely perform. So for that, we need to specify focus areas and make specific targets for each area, and then work upon that. Like someone from the group said, that being number one in our respective zone area. Then for this, the purpose is to become leader in the industry. Then we have to figure out what the staff requires. Some people are motivated by giving them recognition, some are silent workers. So we have to figure out their capabilities and desires and what motivates them to perform better. Because each team member, whenever each team member will perform, then only the branch will perform, and then only the business growth will occur. Then self-satisfaction also. Some people are self-motivated, and some have to be motivated. Then in the modeling section, how to model for business growth. We felt that the employee should be given freedom while performing actions, and then we can analyze the database of the branch and then figure out the opportunities for business growth. We can delegate powers to staff so that they can work properly, and we can make a course of action and identify humans which identify the staff which can perform those actions. This way we can model. Then in the reinforcing section, we can do regular follow-ups, have periodical meetings, review meetings, and we can have feedback discussions, and see that if any person is requiring any type of guidance. And we can also perform gap analysis, like how much away are we from the target which we have set. So thanks for listening. This is from our side.
Thank you very much, Savita ma'am and team 3. Again, great points, and we are seeing the common themes across groups, especially around reinforcing and modeling. So hopefully this was a good discussion and a good framework to think about setting direction and engaging your teams. We will now move towards concluding the session. Over to you, Aditya.
Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks a lot, Sana, and more importantly, thanks to everyone um, for for participating enthusiastically and presenting all your insights as well. So let's just quickly recap on what we've done so far, right? So we've covered two schemas today. Schema on building talent, where we covered four things, which is coaching, which is all about identifying the gaps and the weak spots and working with people to bridge those gaps. Mentoring, which is a more longer term view on career development. Sponsoring, which is to introducing your team members and kind of publicizing their capabilities to other people within the company and elsewhere to help them build that network and ecosystem. And finally, stretching, which is to give more responsibility and more exposure so that you can build your team members. Right. We also spoke about the people context of direction, which is all about taking people along with a direction. So we talked about how do you get people excited about your vision? How do you connect people to a higher cause through a purpose? How do you as a leader personally, as an individual, act consistently with the direction, which is called modeling? And how do you as a leader kind of keep emphasizing and reinforcing what's important so that people are constantly reminded of the direction that they're following? Right. So overall, it's been a very interactive session with lots of insights and lots of sharing of views happening through both the simulation as well as the Mimic tool activities. So let me just open up here in case there are any questions, and if not, we're at the top of our 2 to 6 slot. So if there's anything, if there's no further questions, we can quickly go to our last slide, which is where we request everyone to take a selfie with this page and post it on the groups. Just get some interaction going, and then we can close the session. So yeah, firstly, any questions on anything we've done so far in the session? Any doubts that we could answer?